Listen up. Be you. You got this. I said it before and I'll say it again. Keto, rock stars, stay strong. Be you. Bacon, beef, butter. Keto rock stars. Keto rock stars. Keto rock stars. Keto on, stay strong. Be you. Keto rock.
Welcome, everybody, to the Sunday Night Live with Rockin' Coach Amy and Coach Angela Mullins. And Angela, I just have to say, it does not look like it's streaming to your channel, so I apologize.
Oh, okay. All right.
What I can do when this is done is I can send you a copy of the video and you can upload it. If that will work. I don't know what I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, so I will do that. I plugged in everything you gave me, but it just doesn't look like it's going. So my apologies. Anyway, we have
It's okay.
Coach
I'll end up with a copy of it anyway, and that helps. So let me pick up my little buddy here. Come here. Well, he acts like he wanted me to pick him up.
So we're going to say hi to a few people. We're going to say hi to a few people. And this is Angela's channel. I have pinned this to the top. So if you haven't liked or subscribed to her channel, please do that. And please, if you wouldn't mind, once she uploads this video, go back and rewatch it on her channel so she gets some views. And Granny Boo is in the house. Welcome. Carrie is here, and he's pulled the boat to the live stream. I have to find a joke. Okay, well, I have now to go back to Discount Tire again with another tire that blew on me. I'm so sorry, Carrie. If it's not one thing or it's the other, right? Lynn is in the house. Our favorite Duckman is here. I have to do his little, Rick's here. Hold on. I got to do his twerking duck for him. So, welcome, Rick. Rick and I are on next Sunday. We have Wendy, the feral grandma's here. Welcome. Terry, hello. Lynn, 22Q Cat is here. Sandy Blythe is in the house. Okay, here's Carrie's joke. Why did the bicycle tires lay on the ground? They were too tired. That's great. Let's see who else. Juliet is here. Welcome, Juliet. Juliet's one of our classmates if you haven't met her. Brian Dish is in the house. Welcome. Carnivore Helix is here. Welcome. Let's see. Man, you guys are blowing up the chat already. Wow. This is Carnivore Muscle. This is Jonathan.
Hey, Jonathan.
Yes, and Thomas is here. Target Prime Rib.
Thomas.
Lexi Jones is here. Welcome, Lexi. And Terry Girl's here. Welcome. Let's see. I think I said hi to Julia already. Barbara, Grandma's Crochet Corner is on, and she goes live right after me, so please go check her out. She has an awesome channel. Tanya Kitchen Witch is here. Alicia A. Mason is in the house. Welcome. Bride's Biscuit. Good evening, fam. Welcome, Bride's Biscuit. Twin. Brooke Akers. This is Rick. Welcome. Another Rick. And Gables is in the house. Welcome. Oh, my gosh. Let me see. Paul is here. Welcome, Paul. Free Thinker's in the house. Welcome, Free Thinker. Bill Cook is here. Welcome, Bill. Okay, I think that's everybody so far. We'll watch for newcomers. So tonight our special guest is Angela. And Angela, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. You can tell your story. We can talk about coaching, but I'll let you start with if you want to tell people a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about me. I'm a software engineer by trade. I'm got my coaching certificate from Dr. Kiltz and working on my second coaching certificate from PhD, Dr. Barry and Nisha, and some other coaches that are teaching us for PhD. And how I found Carnivore was a long trip. And when back in 2002, I lost 97 pounds doing low carb. And so that's what I did. I did low carb. Then when I got married in 2017, my husband was diagnosed with cancer for the second time. And so I did a little bit of research, and that's when I found paleo. I said, hey, some people are having success with paleo. Let's try that. And and of course, my sister-in-law asked my husband, why y'all doing that? He says, well, Angie wants to lose some weight and try to help my cancer. So that's what we did, and ended up losing him in 2018.
Sorry.
So, yeah, we were only married 2 years, 2 years and 2 months when he died. Anyway, so then I followed Dr. Livingood, and he helped me lose some more weight, which was good. But then, all these people getting all these health improvements, and I wasn't. So then that's when I started looking, and November 2023 found Ken Berry and listened to him. And he was still talking keto when I was listening to him then. And then he started talking carnivore, and I was like, well, that's interesting. I don't really I'm not crazy about vegetables. I eat them because, you're told you're supposed to, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So sometime probably in March 2024, I went full carnivore, and that's basically what I've been doing ever since. Oh, thank you. Kitchen Witch says likes my accent.
Now, where are you originally from? Because you do have a little bit of a Southern accent.
Originally from Southern Virginia, right on the North Carolina line. A lot of people tell me I sound like their relatives in North Carolina. And I'm like, well, I was born on the North Carolina line. So I guess our accents are similar. I actually, talking about my accent, I actually got in an argument with the lady one night. When I was in college, I worked as a security guard. So I'm making my rounds in the plant. It was a Sunday, so the plant was shut down. But one of the supervisors was in one of the main offices, and I walked through there, and I get in a conversation with his wife, and she says, "You're from Louisiana, Aunt. You're from Louisiana. I just know you are." And I said, "No, ma'am. I was born right here in this hospital. Been here my whole life." So now I live in Central Virginia, and I don't pick up on any different accents here. Of course, I worked for the French when I first moved here. That was interesting. But
that's interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting. And we took French classes at work because I still can't talk French. But I told somebody, I said, you want to learn just enough French so when the French are here, they're not talking about you. So anyway, I still have some things to figure out about what my macros should be, how much fat, how much protein, without overdoing it. Because last December I gained 10 pounds. I said it was my son's 40th birthday. That was the problem. Because he wanted eggnog for his birthday. So I tried multiple eggnog recipes. Of course, they were all low sugar. Tried multiple eggnog recipes that week of his birthday till I decided was I going to combine some of the ideas to make it or use one of the 3 recipes I had tried. And I gained 10 pounds and I still didn't lose it. And a few months ago, my doctor took me off my thyroid medication. So I'm still losing the 10 pounds and I needed to lose. I put 10 more on. So I've still got to figure out what my macros need to be because everybody's different, right?
Yeah, and I'm with you there. I put on 25 pounds since going carnivore. So I mean, and in the first several months, strict carnivore, I've loosened up with some of the spices and stuff,
right.
But I'm still pretty strict. So I mean, I'm with you right there as far as, everybody's got to figure out what works for them. I don't know how old you are, but I'm going to be 50, so I'm like right in this menopause.
I'm 10 years older than you.
Everything's wackadoodle anyway.
I turned 60 in August. So a few months ago I turned 60. So
well, happy birthday.
I felt really blessed because my grandfather died at 49. And I figured
Of what? What did he die of?
Brain aneurysm, and I have 2.
I remember this from your story, which is why I asked that. So,
yeah,
do you mind?
I have aneurysm right above my heart and my ascending aorta, and that one has grown a little bit. It hadn't grown in 4 years, and this year it decided to grow a little bit. And this year I kept insisting with my doctor last year to check my head, because I said that's how my grandfather died of a brain aneurysm at 49 years old. I said, so we need to check. So finally he did, and they found 2. I have one that's pushing on my optic nerve, and thankfully that's the smallest one. And so I go to neurosurgeon in January
to talk about surgery, right?
Well, to talk about probably monitoring it for a while before we talk surgery. One of them's 2 millimeters, one of them's 1 millimeter, and it's at risk of bursting if it gets above 3 millimeters. But as we know, the difference between 2 millimeters and 3 millimeters is not very much.
No, it's not. It's not. So if they said to you, we can operate, would you have that surgery today? Would you make that decision to say, yes, let's do it?
I think we would discuss it, but I know that this is the same surgery that Dave Mack had. So I probably want to talk to him about his experience with it.
I bet he would. I bet if you reach.
Oh, I know he would.
Yep, he's a good person. He is such a good person. So that's. Yep. So you're dealing with thyroid issues. You have these aneurysms.
Yeah, I'm dealing with thyroid. I got lupus. I got EDS. That's what's causing my aneurysms. It's not high blood pressure. I talked to Dr. Avadia about it, and first thing he brings up is blood pressure. My blood pressure has been historically so low. I would go to the doctor, and the nurse would joke with me, "Are you alive?" I sometimes look at him and say, "Yeah, I'm alive. I'm tired, but I'm alive."
So it's not your blood pressure. Explain to people who don't know what EDS is. I've heard of other.
EDS is basically it's 12 different types of EDS. If you know Amy, that's in PhD, she has EDS. She has the type where it affects her joints, and her joints pop out of the joint because they're so lax.
Yeah.
But
is that
I
Amy
don't have that.
Brisket boomers?
No, it's she
Sorry,
wrote
okay.
some carnivore books. I'm not remembering her last name.
It's okay.
Oh, Amy Hobbs.
Oh, yes, Amy Hosp. I know who Amy Hosp is. Yes.
She has EDS. I'm sorry, Ted's upset about something. Hers affects her joints. Mine affects my blood vessels. Ted, it's okay. That's what happens on live, right? It's real life.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Ted, it's okay.
So
sorry, folks.
Yours affects your blood pressure. Yours affects your blood vessels. Your blood vessels,
Yeah.
And so that's what's causing the aneurysms. And then, are there any other autoimmune issues or any other things that you deal
I have
with?
5. I have 5 autoimmune diseases. One of them affects my white blood count. It attacks my neutrophils. But good thing is in the last year since I've been carnivore, my neutrophil numbers have actually been good. I might have to go grab him. Ted, stop.
You can do whatever you got to do. And Bill's asking what your hat says, which you already showed me, but
it says Coach Angela Mullins. That's my logo I made. Bill, how you like it?
woohoo! Way to go.
I just put 2 stars on the end. I told somebody, I said, kind of looks like football. They said, well, it kind of goes along with coach, right?
It does. That's awesome. So 5 different autoimmune disorders.
Yep.
And and that includes your thyroid issue. Is that considered
Right.
autoimmune? Yep.
Right. And celiac.
Wow. Yep. Yep. When did you find out you had celiac disease? Like what did they test you for all of these all at the same time or did
No. My rheumatologist for years kept telling me he couldn't diagnose me with lupus because I didn't have enough symptoms. And then I talked to him a couple years ago and I said, you just told me you couldn't diagnose me with lupus because I didn't have enough symptoms. I said, I think I got enough symptoms now. He says, yes, but I'll never put it in your chart. And the
why did
reason
he say
is
that?
because it's a red flag for insurance.
So he was doing you a
protecting me
favor?
from the insurance. Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's okay. I think let me close the drapes. I think he's seeing this reflection in the window.
While she's doing that, I want to say hi to John Schmovie and also John Together Strong. Both Johns are here. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Terry says I may have been eating too much salt during some craves. Taking notes. Bride's Biscuit says I used to eat a lot of power bars, but that was because they were big in hiking, rock climbing community. All right, so okay, so diagnosed with all these things. And then tell us how you already told us how you found Dr. Barry was the first person you found, right? That's similar to me too. What prompted you again to switch from like keto to carnivore? Like what flipped the switch on that?
Well, people were talking about how they were having all the health.
All right. Okay, while she's doing that, Lambs is in the house. Welcome, Lambs. While she's doing that, I do have a test that I want to run. So if you guys could, some of you type in test. I'm sorry, I think it's test. Hold on, Angela.
Okay.
Type in test into the I just want to copy. I just want to thank you. Okay, I got those. All right, perfect. Thank you. I'm testing out a feature. So okay, so sorry about that, Angela. All right, go ahead.
Oh, that's okay.
All right, so we were talking about how you switched over to carnivore from keto.
Yeah, people, reporting like they do on Dave Mack's channel, how they're getting all these health benefits from doing carnivore. And to me, it's just easier. It's easier planning your meals. It's just, it's a lot easier. It's a lot less, shopping list. It's not as complicated. It's just easy. And with my busy schedule, I work 9, 10 hours a day. And now, of course, doing coaching course, going back to school. I'm also treasurer at the church and buildings and grounds at church. And I'm in a motorcycle ministry. Stay busy. So if you make your life easier, having easier meals is great.
Yep. It is.
And I'm hoping
So,
I'm still hoping in the long run it's going to help me with my autoimmune conditions.
has it helped you feel better? Do you feel better?
I'm not living on oxycodone anymore. I don't know if you can see scars on my face here. That's from oxycodone.
Oxycodone did that?
Yeah, because it makes me itch. And in my sleep, I would claw my face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So your pain is manageable eating a carnivore diet.
The pain is manageable. I've also been told that I had a high tolerance for pain by a doctor when I had a motorcycle accident in 2006 and broke my pelvis and my left leg. So
oh my
I can deal with some pain. My computer is now complaining it needs to be plugged in. I had my iPad plugged in and it didn't want to work. So I had to switch to my PC. So I'm going to run real quick.
You're going to get the charger? That's okay. I will say hi. I will say hi to a few people. Spanky, welcome. Happy Merry Sunday Christmas to you too. Thank you for joining. Saying hi to everybody. Thank you, everybody. You completed my test. I'm testing a giveaway program. I'm not giving away anything tonight, but I just want to make sure that it works. Thomas is here. Welcome. Let's see. Hat says, Coach Angela, yes. Bride's Biscuit says, I had half a slice of birthday cake. I'm tingling. My body does not know what to do with this. Well, probably within a couple days you'll feel better, but don't worry about it. Just wake up tomorrow like nothing happened. Liam says, that should help you with your fast, Terry girl. Embrace it. And as always, we are not doctors or medical professionals. We do not provide diagnosis or treatment. Please call your doctor for this, but we are discussing what is going on in our personal lives. So, but this is not medical advice to anybody. Which brings us in. So we are both in the well, okay. So you did Kiltz round 1,
right?
And you're doing.
I'll tell you, round two's a lot better.
That's what I've heard.
Round two's a lot better. We were having to write essays about it every week, doing long answers on questions. So yeah, round 2's a whole lot better, Amy.
I'm glad. And the only thing I'm worried about is I heard we got to take a final exam, and I don't do well on final exams. I mean, I consider myself kind of a smart person, and so unless I know specifically what to study for, I don't know. But I guess it will be one of those tests you could take multiple. I'm sure they're not going to fail anybody.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it will. I mean, they're letting us go through it the second time, and that's how we know with the second round's a whole lot better.
Yeah, it is, and I'm kind of glad to be in the second round, especially when I'm dual. I'm taking dual classes with the PhD because it's some weeks, and you can attest to this. And I love Coach Alyssa. I met her at Ketopalooza in 2024. But when it's a Coach Alyssa week, there is a ton of work.
That's a lot of work.
But it's good. It's good information.
It is good. I mean, it's good information, and so yeah.
So you are planning on using this training to become a health. I mean, your hat says it. You are going to be a health coach, and you know we are kind of instructed to find a niche client that we will work with. What do you think your niche is? Have you figured that out yet? Do you know what type of people you think you see yourself working with?
I figured I would attract people probably, 50s, 60s. Since I'm older, I'm probably not going to attract 20-year-olds.
You never know.
You know, you never know. I mean, I'm going to try to stay kind of broad, but you might settle into. I mean, what I wrote down, what my niche was for our assignment, that may end up being it. And I don't remember how it was worded. I just don't remember off the top of my head.
Right.
But I may end up in that narrow space, or I may not. But I'm going to try to advertise myself so I could be more broad. That's why I was thinking about us talking about what a health coach was and what we aren't. You brought up part of it a little while ago, that we are not medical professionals. We are not dietitians. We are not nutritionists. We,
Right. And we can't act as those in a health.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, depending on what state we're in, we have to be very careful what we talk about with food.
And what state our client is in. Because we might have rules in our state that are lax, but in another state that's real strict. And so we have to go by the more strict, whichever way it is, in our coaching.
I have to be honest with you. The week that we got told that, I'm like, I'm quitting. I don't want. I can't keep track of me, let alone all these laws in all these states. But
Well, I tell you one thing: if people from round one haven't taken up the offer from Chris to be our lawyer, you're missing out. He is irate. He is awesome. He will get back to you faster than anybody you've ever seen. I called him one afternoon, and he'll bet you an hour later he called me back.
So, do you think that round two is going to get that opportunity too? Do you know?
Yes.
Okay, because I am friends with Chris on Facebook, and I have kind of just lightly, commented on his posts. He has commented on my posts. So I knew my sister lives in Nevada, so I've been following his congressional run. Just because I latched on to him. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy needs to be in office.
He has already set up my LLC. He's helped me with my getting my contracts organized for my customers. He's great.
Yeah, I may. If that opportunity.
And since you're with Kiltz, he's not going to charge your arm and a leg either.
I will pay him to help me, because I think the two biggest stressors for me is, how do I start an LLC in the state of Indiana? Taxes, which I already have an accountant who's not cheap, but I will just pay him.
I've got a phone number for an accountant. I haven't called him yet, but I'm going to, because I'm not going to take a chance of doing this on my own.
You don't want to, because
I have had sole proprietorship businesses in the past, and I've done my own taxes. But with this LLC, I'm not.
No, and honestly, I worked in an accounting firm for 7 years in their IT department, and I can see what happens when people don't get their taxes done right. And let me tell you, and the state's worse than the federal. The state will come after you. They'll throw you in jail in the state of Indiana. So it's like, I don't want to deal. To me, if I have to pay several $100s, or even, close to $1,000 a year to get that done, and not have stress about it, know it's done right, and for them to tell me when to pay, that's worth it to me. I don't mess around with taxes. But having an attorney would be nice too. Now the thing about Chris, so can you hire him if you're in a different state?
Well, he set up our LLC here in Virginia, and he's in California.
So maybe for stuff like that, he probably couldn't go to court for you in the state, but he can probably help you with, certain things. That was my question.
Chris knows a lot of PU people too, so I'm sure in different states he could recommend certain lawyers if something did come up.
Yes. So if that comes up for this class too. So what is the most surprising thing you've learned in these courses that you didn't think a health coach was, or what's the most shocking thing that you've learned in these courses that really surprised you?
Well, I guess, I mean, I knew, we aren't health professionals, so we can't diagnose, oh, you got sugar in the beans. We can't do that. Well, you got high sugar, you might want to talk to your doctor about that, whatever. But it's like, if let's say you're coaching me, and I say, I got this autoimmune problem, and you say, well, I heard about this person that, they ate less than 10 carbohydrates a day, and it helped their autoimmune. But you could tell me that part, but you can't say, you should do that. Yeah, you can't say that.
Yeah, you can't say anything about medical conditions, which if people are coming to you, they've got either a weight issue, medical conditions, maybe both.
Yep.
And so it's like we have to be very careful. I think the biggest thing that shocked me was, like, I've had a support group that I've been hosting for years now, right, on Facebook. And I would just post things. I would post Dr. Barry's videos, his 101 videos. I would post a list. Okay, here's what you eliminate. So my mentality going into this is all I got to do is tell people what to do. And what surprised me the most is it's less about telling people what to do and more about listening to them and allowing them to get things off of their chest and allowing them to tell them about their feelings and, like, maybe things that have happened to them in the past. And it almost feels like, and again, we're not therapists either, but it feels like kind of like a therapy session in a way, like some sort of, listening to what their concerns are and helping them work through things themselves is
Right.
what I'm gathering.
Yeah, you can. I mean, we can give, like, we can say, well, what can you think you can change this week to make whatever happened better this coming week than it did last week? But it has to come from them to, or do you think you could maybe, prep Sunday night for the week? It's
Yep.
like a scenario. I think we had that this person prepped on Sunday night and they were good through Wednesday, and then everything went to hell after that, right?
Yes. So it's basically walking them through it and having them kind of just asking questions, open-ended questions is what we were told, but
Right.
to lead them to figure out on their own why they're not getting the results that they want. And I think the thing that scares me the most, and I'm going to turn and ask you this question. I'm struggling myself right now. I've gained 25 pounds.
I gained 10. So.
I have hot flashes. Some days I don't. Some days I have all this energy, and I'm like, how can I figure this out for someone else?
When you can't figure it out for yourself. I know.
Yes.
I'm in the same boat right now because, and I say, I blame the doctor took me off thyroid medication, but I just got to figure out what my new norm is, to get this back off. Because I actually right now weigh the same thing I did in high school. I didn't like my weight when I was in high school, and I didn't want to get back up to this weight now. But I weigh the same thing right now I did in high school.
You look great, by the way.
When I lost the 97 pounds in 2002, okay, I'll tell you what I am right now. 165 right now. When I lost the 97 pounds in 2002, I got down to 133.
How tall are you?
5'5".
Okay.
And so 2 years ago, I was 145. I'm fairly happy at 145. I'd rather be 140, 135, 140, but I'm pretty happy at 145 because I need both knees replaced. My knees feel better when I'm at 145. My knees don't hurt when I'm at 145. So now I've got 20 extra pounds on my knees. And yesterday I stood out in the cold for 2.5 hours ringing the bell for Salvation Army and singing Christmas carols. And when I left that one spot I was standing in for 2.5 hours, it was hard to get walking again. My knees were frozen stiff.
God bless you for doing that. Retired Rick. Hi, Retired Rick. Welcome. So yeah, so I have I know that because I've had 3 left hip surgeries and I've gained 25 pounds and everyone's like, well, don't focus so much on the weight. But I'm like, my joints feel better when I weigh less.
Right, exactly. They do. That's true.
Honestly, when I was 260 pounds, I was happy. It wasn't until I started having pain. Okay, so we have a question from Alicia. She asks, Amy and Angela, why do you feel you have gained weight? Thanks, ladies. I'm going to let you answer first and then I'll answer.
Well, like I said, I got to figure out my new norm since my doctor took me off thyroid medication.
Yeah, so yours is related to your thyroid and all that, and that's a delicate balance. I believe, I can't speak to it because I have not been diagnosed with thyroid issues. Who knows if I have thyroid issues? My sister has Hashimoto's, so
Yeah.
I've suspected maybe that could be a thing, but some of the symptoms aren't there. I heard your hair thins, and when you have Hash, and I don't.
My hair at one time was falling out, and it has stopped that. Thankfully, it's not doing that now.
Yeah.
So it was getting real thin at one time, and of course, my doctor said, "Just take biotin."
Yeah. So why I think I've gained weight? There's several things I think that have happened with me. I did protein sparing modified fasting for 4 years, right? And that broke me through a 2-year weight stall. And it helped me stay at 153 on 5'9", at 153 pounds for 4 years. I stayed at the same weight and protein sparing, for those of you who don't know, is where you eat low fat, high protein. It's basically carnivore, but it's low fat, high protein, but you don't do it every day. You do it maybe 1 to 3 days a week. And I would mix it up, how many days I did it. And then one day that stopped working and I started gaining weight. And I'm going through menopause. I have hot flashes. I had a hysterectomy about 3 years ago. And so I believe my hormones are probably, messed up. So then I thought, okay, I'm going to do this carnivore thing. Everybody talks about losing weight on carnivore, right? So I need high fat carnivore. I'm scrapping the PSMF. Well, guess what? I went on carnivore and I gained like 20 more pounds. So I'm like, well, that ain't gonna work. But then I'm like, everyone's like, trust the process, trust the process. And honestly, I started tracking my fat. I started tracking everything. I'm like, maybe I'm having too much fat. Maybe there's a happy medium for me with, more fat than I was eating, but less fat than I want to eat, kind of thing, like. So I was tracking, and then I had surgery in October, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to track anymore for a while because I just need. So I've not been tracking since October 20th. Now maybe the first of the year I'll start tracking again just to see where I'm at, just to see if I can tweak things a little bit, and maybe lose a pound every couple weeks, or we'll see.
Now
the
week that Alyssa had us track, I was averaging 2,300 calories. I lost 5 pounds. I have tried to keep up with my macros and writing them down and writing down my weight to see if I could see a pattern. And what's really weird to me is if I have a day that I splurge and I'm eating 3,000 calories, 80% of my calories is fat. And yes, we don't eat calories. I know somebody's going to say that, but that's the best measurement that we have to talk about it. So I'm going to use calories.
Yeah, and we kind of have to. And so people are going to get really angry about this. But when you reduce your fat down, what goes down too? Calories. Fat equates to calories. So like I use all of it. I use the macros. Now I was up to like 5,000 calories a day. Like when I first started carnivore, I'm like, I can eat whatever I want and I will lose weight because, I'm going to pick on Peter for a second. Peter, Papa Carnivore is like, you need more fat. You need more fat. Well, guess what? my pants started not fitting. You know, I was doing these bougie coffees and my pants weren't fitting.
Well,
So I'm like,
I
okay,
have done
maybe
fat fast, and I lose weight when I do a fat fast. If I just have butter and coffee and water, I'll lose weight.
really, maybe I should
But
try that because
I've eaten, like I said, 3,000 some calories a day and still lose weight. And I'm like, I felt like I ate too much, but I lost weight. And then I eat 1,700 calories and I gain weight. You know, so, and like I told, because I'm in Vinnie Tortorich's group also. And like
don't
I
know who
told
that
Vinnie,
is.
you have got to, oh, you need to look at Vinnie. But anyway, you have got to eat enough because, you know, if you but don't eat enough, your body's not going to let you let go of the weight. So you have to eat enough, but not, you don't want to go too crazy the other way either, I don't think. So I'm still trying to figure out right now my happy medium, you know.
Well, and it's so interesting you bring that up because I think the PSMF broke me through a 2-year weight loss stall, but you know what else it did? It probably lowered my metabolism.
Metabolism,
Not
yeah. See,
so I
my
think
my dieting in the past has been 1,200 calories because I was in Herbalife, and Herbalife said, "Don't ever eat below 1,200 calories." So I'm like, "Okay, I'll eat 1,200 calories." And
right.
I guarantee I messed up my metabolism doing that.
Yep. So I think that's what happened to me too. And then when I started eating fat and high fat carnivore, my body doesn't know what to do with all of that, right? It's too much for it to process. So it is storing it as fat because my metabolism is, it's kind of like I'm reverse dieting essentially right now. I'm reverse dieting.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's like Steak and Butter Gang has their priming thing, and Dr. Livingood has his metabolism reset. They're both really closely related. And because you go through a phase, at the beginning, you're feeding your body, you're nourishing your body, and then you have these schedules of fasting so many days, eating so many days, maybe skipping one. If you eat 3 meals, which I never eat 3 meals, but if you eat 3 meals, you skip 1 meal one day, and one day you might have 1.5 meals, a couple of days you might have 1 meal, you might fast for several days again, and both of them are the same type of process. And I was doing Dr. Livingood's metabolism reset, and I got to a certain point and I had some things happen and messed me up on it, but I'm planning on going back and do that again because I was working up to a 7-day fast and I never did make it that far. The most I fasted is 5 days.
I can get 1 day in. Oh, wait a second. So Spanky's asking a question. Should I bring flowers or a bottle of wine to my colonoscopy? At least I can do that. Whatever you do not fall asleep during the prep. Don't ask me how I know this, but do not fall asleep. If you do, wear a diaper. That's all I'm going to say about that. Because I'm like, oh, I can just fall asleep for 5 minutes. Nope. No. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't fall asleep when you're doing the prep. Stay up all night.
I agree with Bill. I just basically do not like fish. It's just.
Oh, this. I love sardines. You don't like sardines? I don't know if I could do a sardine fast.
When I was 4 years old, my parents were worried about me because they said I would not eat. My sister was born. My sister was born with a disease called Hirschsprung's disease. It's where you're missing nerves in your colon, so it doesn't work correctly. So my sister went through two years of surgeries to correct this problem. They had to remove part of her colon. So during the time when she was in and out of the hospital, I was staying with my grandparents. Well, by the end of those two years, I was eating. I was actually put on my first diet at 6 years old. by a
No,
doctor. Yes.
that's messed up.
Yeah, but you know what I was eating for lunch with my grandfather?
Sardines?
Sardines and pickled pig's feet.
That's probably not actually too bad. Did you like it?
Sure. But, you know, when you're 6 years old, and the recommendation from my doctor was not a bad recommendation. It was you can have one starch at a meal. But what do you have in the South? You have grits for
Everything's
breakfast.
a starch.
Yes, everything's a starch. If grandparents didn't know what a starch in the vegetable was, they thought starches were vegetables. You know, you have potatoes, you have corn, you have beans, you have homemade biscuits, which were really good. And you're 6 years old and you got to decide, am I going to have corn or am I going to have a biscuit or am I, you know, I mean,
6-year-old to, you know, work through.
You know, so I was just like, but like I said, I look back and I think it wasn't bad advice. It's just when you're 6 years old in the South and that's how your grandma cooks. And then you're going to have dessert almost every day because if she doesn't make a pie, she's going to make fried pies. You know, fried apple pies or fried sweet potato pies or something.
Well, Bill Cook has a good point. He says if you lose 10 pounds, it takes 40 pounds of pressure off your knees. Exactly.
Yes, it does.
Trust me, I don't want to be skinny just to be a Barbie doll. I just want to feel better in my joints. And I'm sure Angela feels the same way about her joints. So
yeah. Yeah,
So,
you
yeah,
know,
so
when I had my consult with Dr. Nelson, he asked me, he said, is it that important to you to get off the weight? And I said, and when I think about it a little bit more, it's not really the number on the scale. It's how I look in my clothes and how I feel, right? So it's really not, I mean, if I had to, if I only lost 10 pounds from what I am now, but I could gain muscle, I'd be happy with that. I've also got osteoporosis. So, you know, I need to be lifting the weights. I need to be doing the exercise. I need to be, you know, I don't do it as much as I should. I know that. But I get up and you know, I'm afraid to fall because every time I fall, I break something, right? I broke my left leg, I broke my right leg, I broke my pelvis. Every time I fall, I'm going to break something. And I ride a motorcycle, okay? So it's like, folks, I don't want to fall. So don't do anything stupid. So if I fall, I'm going to break.
Are you Harley?
Yes. Yes.
I actually have. Oh yeah, see, hold on, I don't know if you can see it, but I got a Harley shirt on underneath this one.
Yeah.
Because we used to have Harley, but we don't anymore. But yeah, that's cool. I just had to know if you were Harley or like Honda or, you know, something else.
Well, I got 3 motorcycles in the basement right now. I took my husband's Ultra when he died and turned it into a trike. Somebody asked me how much I wanted for the trike, and I told them they ain't got enough money to pay me for that trike. I still got my Harley Ultra, and I have my daughter's Kawasaki downstairs. I try to ride her Kawasaki twice a month just to keep it running because it's an antique. And I try to ride my Ultra as much as I can. But if I go on group rides, I'm gonna be riding the trike because I don't trust the other people riding in the group. And if I gotta stop in a hurry or something, and I'm, you know, I don't have to worry about dropping the trike. So, you know, it's not gonna fall over on me. And so before I turned my husband's Ultra into a trike, I dropped it in the doctor's office because I went down the lane to park in the handicap spot. There was no handicap spots open, So I went to go around to the next aisle, making the U-turn, and somebody pulled a car right in front of me. And I had to stop in the curve. So I couldn't get it straightened up fast enough, and it fell over. And all these people, and this is the orthopedic office, right? So all these people were looking at me saying, "You need help?" And I looked at them and I said, "Well, I'm allowed to lift 30 pounds. It weighs a little bit more than that."
But did people come help you lift it up?
So all these people come over there to help. One guy came over to help. He had one arm, but he helped, and we got it up. So
that is so cool.
So, they're like, "Are you okay?" I said, "I'm fine. It's just my pride."
So Juliet says, "Angela, remember all those Kiltz essays that disappeared? They disappeared. How did they disappear?"
Well, we never got anything back from them. So I mean, I guess that's kind of it disappeared.
Oh, so you guys just submitted them and never heard back again?
Yep, exactly.
Oh, and Jerry's here. I got to say hi to my sister up in Wisconsin, Carnivore Jerry, in the middle of the forest. So yeah, so you do. Let's see, you're very busy. You've done the Kiltz. You're finished with Kiltz, but you're kind of following along in the second class. You're doing PhD, which I believe goes to January or February.
It's at least February. I thought it went to March, but then they said something about February. I was like, okay, that'd be fine too.
Yeah, I think it's like February or March. And I think the second Kiltz goes to like February. So I'm like, man, I just got to hang on a little bit longer, Couple more months.
I am actually, I've done all the work through week 11 for Kiltz, the second round. I actually did its week 11 quiz riding down the road the other day. I went through the information and I said, well, why don't I just go ahead and click on the quiz? And I clicked on the quiz and every time I stopped, I'd answer a question. And I got 100, so I was happy.
Yes, I'm doing pretty good because, when I got into the Kiltz second class, he gave it to me for free. I mean, that's no secret. But it was 3 weeks in, and I was like, ugh, like, I'm 3 weeks behind. So I had to hurry up in 1 week and catch up with 3 weeks worth of material. So, but now I'm in a groove and I'm keeping up with it. So it's going. So what is your favorite part about the coaching classes? Either PhD, Kiltz, or both. What's your favorite thing about the classes?
Well, I don't really think I have a favorite part. I know that I still need some advice on what software and stuff to use for different things and how to do like all this stuff that you did with this.
I can help you with that. I can help you.
Yeah. I figured you could help me with that. Like I said, I'm a software engineer. I write programs, but I don't use other people's software. So
See, that's funny. I'm the opposite. I'm in IT, but I do software support and teaching software. So yeah, when it comes to it, and this software that I'm using right now, which is Talk Studio, I'm not using StreamYard because StreamYard's like, I don't know, anywhere from $50 or $60 a month. This is $7 a month. This is much cheaper. I paid $7 a month for it. So it's a lot cheaper than the Talk Studio. Now, it doesn't have as many fancy features, but just to get started, and it's just as easy as StreamYard, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because I've used both, but I use Talk Studio because the price was right, and I'm kind of cheap, and I don't want to pay expensive things for.
Well, me too, because I'm, besides me supporting my household, I got 2 children. I support their households, so I'm supporting 3 households, and so yeah, So I need to do stuff as cheap as I can.
Yep.
Freeze even
So we can,
better.
yep. I can help you with the software part of it. And, actually too, some of us have been talking about getting together and doing technology,
Right.
like Zoom calls to help with this kind of stuff. So, and I think the first Kiltz class was already doing it because Juliet and Lewis started hosting some things and they allowed me in on it even before I was in Kiltz.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what's this? So I think we're going to start doing it. The other thing I want to do, and I told this to Taryn last week, I want to start, once we get through these courses, holding a coaching corner, what I call a coaching corner, where we pick a topic and the people who are actively wanting to be coaches or who have been certified come on to someone's channel, whether it's mine or multiple channels, and then we pick a topic and we just have a panel discussion about that topic, and we each do our own research because that will also help us grow and learn things from each other, and also provide content for the viewers, talking about different topics. So that's something I'm going to call it Coach's Corner, but that's something I'm looking to do after, of course, not right now. I think we got too much on our plate. And speaking of which, you have a lot on your plate. So you do the coaching classes. You're also in the motorcycle ministry. Which, what do you do for the motorcycle, which I'm assuming is a Christian kind of like motorcycle organization, right? So what is your role in that? Tell us about that.
Well, I have been secretary, I've been treasurer, I was vice president for the last 2 years. Tom, which is another member, is taking over vice president this coming year, so I'll have less, at least. I am going to be what we call Run for the Sun secretary, which is our one fundraiser a year. So I will be taking care of that and all the paperwork to send the national of what our chapter raises, and be sure the money gets sent to national when we do our fundraiser in May. We our ministry, Christian Motorcyclists Association, we do our fundraiser every May, the last first weekend in May, and the ministry is headquartered in Hatfield, Louisiana, and they keep 40% of sending the money, which goes back to the states for ministry. The other 60% we give to 3 different ministries: Jesus Film Project, Missionary Ventures. They give motorcycles, horses, boats, whatever, in third world countries for the pastors to be able to do further outreach and open doors. I think they actually changed their name, and I can't remember what they changed it to. They basically get Christian literature into countries who don't allow Christian material to get into their country. So, but that's what they do.
That's really cool. I want to address this comment real quick. Terry Girl says the coaching thing needs to be clarified. I feel it's for the future, but not being immediately embraced. I'm not quite sure what that means, other than
maybe it's just means because we're not coaching right now. Because we're waiting for our PhD certification to be
And we have been advised not to start coaching until we get all the way through the course and learn all the things. So I call myself coach, and she calls herself coach, and we can come on social media.
Well,
and we can talk
I am
topics.
am a
You
Kiltz
are
coach.
you are. I'm
Finished
not yet.
that,
You are.
but I'm not working as a coach until I finish the PhD.
Yeah. So you could do it now because you've been through all the
I
things with
could do it
Kiltz.
now. I just want to
I have
wait till I
not.
finish the PhD first.
And
Yeah.
honestly, I'll be honest with you, I've had a couple people reach out to me and ask me to coach them right now. And with all of the coursework that we're doing and everything else I'm involved in, I can't take a client right now until these
Yeah.
courses are
Well,
done.
I have had 2 people tell me when you finish, you're going to be my coach. So, I mean, I do
Mhm.
have like two people waiting.
I have a
So,
couple people as well. I do too. And then I also have a couple of people that I've asked if I could work with them, like prorated or something, just because I need practice. I need to work with people
yeah.
just to feel like I'm practiced. So I have a coworker and someone else that's a acquaintance who I'll probably do some coaching sessions with too. So we are working on these things, Terry. It takes time, and at least for me, I mean, at least for me, I haven't even finished one of the courses yet. So I'm not going to do anything. And the other thing is, legally and business wise, you should not do anything until you have your LLC set up, your business insurance, and you know, that those 2 things minimum. You have to be insured and you have to have your LLC set up. And I don't plan on spending the money for a LLC until 2026 because it would be dumb for me to pay the money now. And then I don't know if you have to do it. It would be just dumb for me to do the money in 2025. I'm going to wait till at least the first of the year to set up my LLC. Because didn't Kim say something about?
Kim did, and she said that was different for different states. I mean, I paid
States?
$100, so I didn't worry
It's not
about
much.
waiting. So, but I probably will have to do something through my county also. I don't know yet. I gotta find that out, and I have researched some insurances. I'm not going to do anything in person, so I don't think I need the extra insurance for like people falling or something of that nature.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to do it in person. I'm going to do in-person stuff because I have people locally who have asked me, but I'm not going to do it at my house. We're going to meet at a coffee shop, or we have these grocery stores that they're called Martin supermarkets, and they have little like tables and chairs and little areas you can. I'm not doing it at my house for that reason. If someone gets hurt at my house, no, that ain't happening.
Well, I did like, even if you did something like that, you need to have your own insurance in case they fall at the other person's business. But that doesn't make good sense to me.
Fall at that business. It's the business's problem.
That's what I would think.
You still have to have insurance though, because
well, you still got to have the professional insurance. Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So, Aaron Booby Goats is here, and so is Josephine. Welcome, Josephine and Aaron. Want to say hi to them? Make sure I'm not missing anybody. So when do you anticipate that you will start actually coaching clients? Immediately after
I'm planning on in March. But one reason I got Chris involved in setting up the LLC was Chris had said some states take their sweet little time, and it might be March before I get it. And then I got the certification in my email in the November. I was like, oh.
So it came pretty quick.
Yep.
And what was that?
What was that question?
Oh, we answered this. This is about what we have gained, why we've gained weight. Yeah, I have a little filter over here to get to the questions immediately. So, so what were your motivations to become a health coach? I know what mine were, but what made you want to become a health coach?
I was an Herbalife distributor, so I sold nutritional products, and we did a little bit of coaching as distress shepherders, and I always wanted to work for myself, and I figure I'll never get to actually retire. So I'm hoping this is my way that I can actually work for myself instead of working in the office 9-10 hours a day for the rest of my life. And I would love to move to Florida with my youngest daughter, to the warmer weather, even though it was 34 degrees down there last week. Because I just don't like the cold weather, and I would just love to move. And where I work, I can't move, and so I would just love to not be stuck in the office 9-10 hours a day for the rest of my life.
It's something you're passionate about. For me, it was wanting to help people. And it's less about the money, although I'm learning you have to charge money for this. You can't just give things away for free because people won't take it seriously if you don't charge money.
You've got your business expenses that you have to spend,
and it costs
you
money.
Don't have any choice, so you have to make money to pay that and pay then you got to pay your taxes, and you got to live.
You got to live, so you have to charge, unfortunately. And so, and I'm learning, even the YouTube thing that I'm not making money on, I am not monetized. Software costs money, now I'm paying for AI stuff for these Avengers that I'm making, and that costs money every month. So, I'm starting to see, as much as I love people and want to give things away for free, you have to charge, and you have to, and eventually I anticipate the business side for me, my passion is helping people, but I am 50, so I have 15 years to work for insurance, but then this will be, I'm so passionate about this. I see myself doing this even into retirement as my part-time gig. So I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be my full-time gig. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
So I can set my own hours. I've always dreamed of doing something where I can set my own hours,
Yep. That would be nice too. Oh, I missed something from Lambs. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if you guys are talking amongst yourselves, but Lamb says it's difficult to get the message across, Bride's Biscuit. I hope that wasn't for us. I think, okay, so Bride's Biscuit just lost somebody, a family member, and I think that's what, this is it. I can't teach for my life. Even if it's my kids, I get frustrated communicating. I think it's an ADD thing. I'm more comfortable learning. I like to read. And you know what? Everyone is different. Bride's Biscuit. I teach.
Definitely ADD, and my initials growing up was ADD.
I've had to work. I've never been diagnosed. My brother has dyslexia, but sometimes I'm just all over the place. Luckily for me, I have a job where I have to focus, and I have to get up in front of people and teach software. I have to do webinars every week. So honestly, the first thing I thought is, I can do this. I'm already doing this. It's just a different topic, right? So why don't I just take what I'm doing and modify that to teach? The only problem about me is I lost my train of thought because I'm reading this question over here. See, ADD. Oh, I forget what I was going to say because I read. Okay, so Spanky, I will let you know how much an Avenger is. I'm not going to blast this out here, but I will send you an email. I've told, because I get in trouble with
what I was gonna say is, I've always been told that ADD people make the best computer programmers, and so I'm like, okay.
I used to be a computer programmer, but I was the COBOL programmer, and that was like 30 years ago, back when COBOL. So
I took COBOL in college. Yeah.
What languages are you using now?
I program in SAP. I use ABAP. And also
I know.
I do all the PI programming, which is the interface between SAP and the outer world. And a lot of that's drag and drop. There's no real programming unless you do some little bit of Java in there.
Mm-hmm. I did some proprietary stuff in between the jobs that I had leading up to this job, but I love this job. So, I mean, and I work from home most days, and there's something to be said for that. I love working from home.
During COVID, they wanted us to work from home every other day, and I refused.
Why is that?
Well, I feel like if I'm at home, I want to account for my time for work. If I'm at home, I'm going to get up, go put clothes in the washing machine. I'm going to put dishes in the dishwasher. I'm going and if I was to try to fit in my 10 hours of work, then I don't count that time. I subtract that time. And so I'll be working till 9 o'clock at night to get my hours. And if I'm at the office, I feel like if I'm here, I'm available. If I'm working or not, if I have anything to do or not, I'm here. So I'm here 9 hours and I'm leaving. If I'm at home, I feel like I have to be at the computer for 9 hours. And so it just doesn't work for me.
I feel like some days I work later than I should at home because I'm there and I'm comfortable and I don't have any place to leave. But when I'm at work, I want to leave at the time we're supposed to leave. So I do understand that. I feel like I work harder at home sometimes than I do in the office, but I just like being at home. I just like not having to drive into the office, and it saves gas money. And right now, like, I'm freezing. I don't know why I decided to do this live stream out here because it's like 10 degrees outside right now, and I'm in a heated room, but it's all glass.
The reason I bought this shirt from Harley yesterday because I was freezing, and I remember they had this shirt. It's actually a shirt coat, so it's lined with all this fuzzy, warm material. So that's the reason I bought it, because I'm so cold-natured, and so I was getting tired of being cold. And I refuse to turn the thermostat up because then the electric bill goes up.
What temperature is it there?
It was 20 before the sun went down. I don't know what it is right now. I have my thermostat still on 65, so it's about 65 in here. So I'm just trying to keep warm. Of course, Ted's helping a little bit.
That's awesome. So let's see. What else do you want to talk about? I probably we'll talk for another 15 minutes and then I'll let you go because I know you want to go in early.
I have a doctor's appointment at 7:30 in the morning at work.
Yeah.
We have our own physician, so I'm setting up with a new primary physician because I haven't had a primary in, I don't know, 3 years now. So I found that I could get a primary physician at work. So I just got to be at work at 7:30 and going to the clinic. And of course, I'm having blood work done tomorrow, and then I'll actually meet my new doctor on Thursday. So I have to.
So that's
be
interesting that your job has a clinic there that you can get so will your primary doctor be at a clinic, or you're going to get a different
at the clinic is where my primary doctor will be. So then when I retire, I won't have access, so I'll have to change again. Oh well.
Yeah, I just lost my doctor too, but she's my age. She's 49, but she's retiring to take
Isn't
care
that
of my
nice?
mom.
Oh,
She's retired. Well, she's retiring because I think her mom is sick and she's Indian,
Yeah.
and so she's bringing her mom to live with them, and her husband's a doctor too, so they probably don't
Okay.
need. But I also gathered from the interactions that I've had with her in the last year, she's fed up. She's burnt out. She's fed up. We had some issues with me being diagnosed with an inguinal hernia and insurance, and I think she's just done dealing with insurance and having a thumb put down on her. She wants to become a
Yeah.
yoga instructor, is what my husband said, because he just.
That'd be
So I'm
awesome.
like, man, maybe we need to exchange business cards when she's a yoga instructor and I'm a health coach. So,
Yeah.
So yeah, so I found another doctor that I'm going to go see. Some people have come into my support group that are local here. I made a post out on Facebook. I'm looking for a keto carnivore, friendly doctor, and they jumped on it right away, gave me a name. And these are people that have had health issues that have led to keto. And so I'm like, oh, if their doctor knows that they're keto and they're recommending him, then I'm going to try this doctor. So
Yeah. Well,
interesting.
see, I've got so many specialists, and every time you go to one of them, I'm like, who's your primary doctor? I'm like, I don't have one. So
That's funny. Yeah. Let's see. I'm just going through the comments here. I'll message you, Spanky, although I have to say, the next Avenger I'm gonna make is gonna be Barbara's Crochet Corner, because Jerry bought her an Avenger. So, and then I got to get through Christmas, so I may not be doing any more of it, just because I'm singing a lot right now and in concerts and getting ready for the holidays. So, but I will message you what I charge for that. If you want. So basically, once a month I have a contest for a free Avenger, and then if somebody wants theirs outside of the contest, I do charge a very nominal fee for that, and it's just to cover the cost of the software that I use. And Juliet gets mad at me that I don't charge enough for them, but it's just to make a little bit. It's not even for my time. It's just to cover the cost of because the AI programs are not free. So, and then you get like a 30-second video and then a song, and you can pick whatever. So, in case anybody wants to know what all this Carnivore Avenger business is about, that's what it is. And Kiltz is trying to blow me up with that, which I don't know if you saw his Avenger or not, but
funny the other day when he said Nielsen's is better than mine. I thought Kiltz's was fine.
he said that.
Yes, he did.
So, full disclosure, I'm not up at 6 a.m. I'm not a morning person. I'm a late night person. And so I only watch Kiltz if for whatever reason I happen to wake up and I can't go back to sleep. So
I'm supposed to be at work at 7, so I'm up, but I'm taking a shower and getting dressed to get out the door. It's only live 10 miles from work, so it doesn't take me long to get there. But it's just so if I hope people don't get upset that I'm not active in the chat anymore. When it was at 5 o'clock, I was more active in the chat. But then they moved at 6 o'clock, and I'm getting dressed, so I'm taking a shower, getting dressed, getting ready to go to work, and I can't chat as much.
Yeah. Juliet says something interesting. We have to have our sleep and cortisol and circadian rhythms in order first for the carnivore nutrition to work its magic. And I will tell you right now, my stress is crap, right? I have shingles on my shoulder. I have shingles on my hand.
I sent you an email to ask you how you were feeling.
I saw that.
You said that you had shingles.
Yeah, about the tetanus shot. I'm going to research that because that's very interesting. That So Angela says that tetanus comes from cow manure, animal manure, and you can't get it. Which my brother, I hope he's not listening, but my brother had an issue when he hurt himself at work and cut his artery in his leg open and a work accident, and then they gave him a DTaP. DTaP is diphtheria, tetanus, and I think whooping cough. And he's like, can I just get the tetanus shot? And they're like, we don't have any.
That's what I asked for, because I cut my arm on the barbed wire. I live next to a dairy farm. And Ted got away from me, and I dive bombed for his leash, and I hit the barbed wire fence. So I cut my arm open on the barbed wire fence. And I decided, since it's a dairy farm and there's cow manure everywhere, I would go get a tetanus shot. So I went on Sunday morning to the walk-in clinic and asked, and they said, well, I guess I should get a tetanus shot. Since and if it would have just been wire at the house and it didn't have to worry about cow manure, I wouldn't have done it. But I went, of course, they gave me DPT because that's what they had on hand. They didn't have I said, I'd want just a tetanus. We don't have it. And they were claiming the insurance wasn't paid for it. But the thing is, this clinic is paid by my employer. So I don't know how that even fits into our insurance. So I was a little upset about that, but I was like, what do you do?
Yeah. Drain 700 milliliters of infection out of his lungs. And I'm like, the injury didn't do that. I truly believe that the shot he got, he had a reaction to, because I've had reactions to vaccinations too. And this is not a politics thing. This is just what happens to people in my family when they get things foreign in their body. We're allergic to them. And I want to say hi to Sharon Steadfast and Gary No Slow. Welcome. I don't know.
That's like I was going to the pain center every 6 weeks to get injections in my back because for my back pain, and they would use bupivacaine, which is related to lidocaine, in my back. One time when I was there, I felt different than I did any other time when they did it. But I was in a hurry. I left. I was on my motorcycle. I was going back to work, and I had anaphylactic shock on my bite. Thankfully, it didn't get real bad. I couldn't swallow, but I could still breathe. So I waited a few minutes to go, okay, is this going to get worse or is this going to get better? And thankfully I could swallow again. So I said, okay, it didn't affect my breathing. So I went on to work. But I let them know I was not doing it ever again because I had a minor anaphylactic shock. And they were like, you've had it so many times. Hey, your body gets so it just says, don't want any more. I mean, that's just like, I had penicillin all my life. Now I'm allergic to penicillin. I became allergic to it. So anyway, it's just, I mean, your body sometimes works up an intolerance to it.
Yeah. So that's interesting so you probably have a lot of, so let me ask you this. You probably have to be pretty strict with what you eat, right?
I do. I mean, that's like, I was invited to a Christmas party today, and they were serving pies. Okay. And my friend said, I will have something there that you can eat that will not kill you. And so she brought some cheese. So I had a few blocks of cheese at the party because, I mean, I have celiac. I couldn't, even if I wasn't carnivore, I couldn't have the pies because every one of them's gonna have wheat or whatever in it. I mean, I used to make, you know, pies with almond flour when I was doing paleo. So, you know, even being celiac, I could do that. So, but my friend said, I'll have something there that won't kill you that you can eat. I said, you don't have to feed me. So I'll come to the party. I don't have to have anything there to eat. So, but she's like, yes, you're going to have something. So.
Say that is because I haven't been diagnosed with celiac disease. My sister has it, but however, you know, sometimes when you go out and you only eat the meat, sometimes there's seasonings in the meat that have gluten in them. And if I, like at my 30th high school reunion, I only ate the meat, right? We had taco bar. I only ate the meat, but then within 3 or 4 days, I couldn't walk. Every joint in my body.
You don't know what's in that taco sauce. I mean, taco seasoning. I mean, there might be anything in it in there. You know, unless you make
I cannot cheat. I cannot cheat. I have to be strict. If I cheat on carnivore, it's going to be with something keto, but it's still going to be pretty clean because I definitely can't have anything with gluten in it. I mean, it won't kill me, but I'm going to feel it.
I can definitely tell if I go out to eat and I eat something at that restaurant. I can tell you in a day or two if it had any seed oils in it. I can definitely tell you if it did or not. I mean, first of all, your body odor changes. And it's like, this is gross.
Yeah, it does.
So it's just like, that had seed oils in it.
I want to read Spanky. This is Golf Addict 65. He said, on a serious note, I appreciate this community and treasure all of you. Thank you for being around through my dark times. Means the world to me. Bless you all. Well, and you know what? We love you, Spanky, and we're glad you're here. And honestly, I think a lot of us, myself included, feel the same way. This community is crucial and it's important, and we're a network of humans and we care about each other. And we all have our ups and downs, and not one of us is perfect. I'm not perfect. If I ever tell you I'm perfect, then I'm being impersonated. So come and do a wellness check on me because I'm struggling now. I mean, you know, and we all have our ups and downs and we all go through things in life. And that's why this community is so important. So I just wanted to read that as well. I don't know, your thoughts on this community, Angela?
It's definitely important. I mean, to have people to support you and to be in your corner. I mean, I don't have any, you know, my coworkers know how I eat and everything, and they support me. Of course, they're still like, hey, let's go to the winery this weekend. But we will do that about 2 or 3 times a year. We don't do that very often, but we're like, hey, let's go to the winery. But especially if we get stressed out at work, but like, hey, we need a break. Let's go.
Talk about her job because it's of security reasons, but she has a kind of a high profile job. That, like, we did coaching sessions and she couldn't even have her camera on because of the type of work that she does. So I'm
at work we cannot have, if I'm at work, I cannot have my camera on. It's not that with our work phones, they disable the camera or they physically remove the camera.
Yep. So her job, I can only imagine if anybody's dealing with any kind of stress, maybe you'll be a good stress coach. You know, for someone who deals in high stress situations because you have a lot of stress.
If I didn't have to work last year, I'd have quit. There was this project. I'm the only one at work that does what I do. Only one. My boss wanted to hire somebody for the 2 weeks I was on vacation last year. But I'm like, if you hire somebody for 2 weeks, by the time they get up to speed, I'll be back. But I'm the only one that does what I do there. And they did hire me some temporary help during the project, thankfully. And probably halfway through the project, the company we were working with finally admitted they did have some software that we could load into the system that I was having to write myself. So some of the definitions of the, let's say, files for people who don't know programming, right? For the information going back and forth from one system to another, I had to do the whole layout of what this message looked like. It's an XML, Amy. You probably know what XML.
I know what XML is. Yeah.
Yep. So I had to set up the structure of this XML messages myself. Halfway through the project, we found out they did have the messages that we could load into the system. And we asked for that day one. This project wouldn't have went as long as it did if they'd have given us that to start with. And then, yeah, that's Georgette. Olive's around here somewhere. And anyway, so halfway through the project, they decided we're going to use some of the code that me and my partner wrote going forward, but half of it we were going to drop and use their code. So we had worked weekends, we had worked nights getting this stuff done, and it nullified 50% of the work that we had done. And I was ill. You can imagine how ill I was with putting in extra hours. I'm off every other Friday, but I worked my Fridays off. I had worked Saturdays. I had worked Sundays, and I'm salaried, so I get no extra compensation for that. And I was ill. You can imagine how ill I was.
Well, especially when they had a tool all along for what you were having to custom program.
We had asked from the get-go, did they have anything like that we could load into the system that would at least define the XML messages?
Yeah.
And they said they didn't, and ended up they did. So I was so irritated. If I didn't have to work, I'd have walked out.
Yeah. Well,
Georgette's trying to drink my water.
It's 8:30. I don't want to keep you too much longer because I know you got to be up early. I didn't get through all of the comments. I never do. She can't. Okay, so Sandy's asking where you work, and I don't think she can say where she works. It's confidential, so we can't. Sorry, Sandy, because of the type of work that she works in, she cannot say. I don't even know. She hasn't even told me, but I do know kind of what the theme of her work is, but she just can't talk about it other than what she said. Did you have any final thoughts, Angela, before we wrap this up? Is there anything you want to tell everybody?
I just want to say this has been fun. I'm sorry about Ted getting excited at the beginning. But he's ready to go to bed now. His bedtime's actually somewhere between 7:30 and 8. So
we're past that, so it's his time.
He'll go to bed, and then I'll get ready for work in the morning.
And we will be doing more of this in the future, Angela. I truly believe you and I will be doing some collaborations, and I will send you the video. It will probably be tomorrow morning because it will download overnight, and then you can upload it. And I apologize, I am a little cheap when it comes to the software, so I'm not sure why it didn't dual stream, but it might be because you set it to, well, I'll send you the message, but I will send you a copy of this and you can upload it. And then everyone stop by Angela's channel. I pinned that to the top of this live stream and it's also in the description. So please check out Angela's channel, like, subscribe. We're going to be hearing more from her in the future because she is a health coach and her hat says it. I mean, it's for real. Once you have a hat, it's for real.
I've kind of got an idea for when I was going to put out my first video because I haven't done it yet. But I kind of came up with the idea to do what we just discussed about what a health coach is, what health coach isn't. So people will understand, because when I hired my first health coach through PhD, I kind of thought, well, she ought to be able to tell me what I need to do. And no, that's not
what happened.
Yeah.
Nope. That would be a great video. I think you should make it. And we're going to be, I envision you and I doing some more collaborations in the future.
Yes.
And I want to thank you for coming on tonight and being a guest on my channel. And let me know if you
thank you for inviting me.
And I'll come on your channel too when you get that, set up. And we're going to end it here. I am going to go ahead and play the credits of everybody who participated in the stream. And thanks again, Coach Angela. I appreciate your time
tonight. Thank you.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Night, folks.
Night, everybody.
Lights fade low, the bacon's done. We rocked the stream and had some fun. Kids are rock stars in the rocking crew. Stay strong, we're gonna roll with you. Yeah, we're gonna keep rolling on. We're gonna keep rolling on. Yeah, we're gonna keep rolling on. Yeah, we're gonna keep rolling on. Rocking till the credits roll.